What's going on? I'm Austin. This weekend, why not try creating your own custom TV console? This is a simple but versatile design, basically made up of 5 parts: a cabinet face, base, sides, top, and drawer or doors. I built this cabinet out of fairly standard pine boards and 2x3s. Beyond a miter and table saw, you'll really want to pick up a pocket hole jig if you don't already have one. Depending on the size and materials you use, this project can get a little pricey, but otherwise, it's totally doable, even if you're newer to woodworking. Start by building your cabinet face. This is what primarily defines the size of your console. I used 1x3 premium pine for a slightly nicer finish. First, I cut my 3 cross pieces at once to ensure they were the same length. Then the 2 verticals. Using the pocket jig, drill holes in the cross pieces and start assembling your piece. Space your boards to create the openings for your drawer and shelf. And finally, cut a smaller piece to divide your shelf into 2 sections. Now you're ready to create your base for the cabinet. Using those 2x3s, I built a rectangle. You'll want the width of your base plus your 2 side panels to equal the total width of your cabinet face. The depth just needs to be deeper than your drawer, but somewhere around 20 inches is fairly standard. Some pilot holes and screws and you're good to go. For the side panels, I decided to use 3/4 inch project panels you can usually pick up at any home store, but plywood would work just as well. I cut these slightly longer than my base to account for a 1/4 inch back panel. Then simply added some glue and attached using brad nails. Now you can attach your cabinet face. Be sure to line it up and go ahead and attach it with finishing nails. I use a nail gun, but a hammer will do the trick. Next, I cut a back support from a piece of 1x4 pine and attached it with pocket screws, insetting it about a 1/4 inch to leave room for that back panel. You want to add a shelf big enough to hold all your electronics. You can cut this out of plywood, but I decided to use 2 1x10 boards. Drill pocket holes all the way around your board so you can attach the 2 pieces together and then to the face and sides of your cabinet. I accidentally cut my backboard an inch short, so I used corner braces to support it. Next, you'll need to create your console top. This could be as simple as a single piece of plywood, or you can create something with a bit of a design like I did. Either way, you'll want it to be wide enough to leave an inch overhang all the way around. If you find your joints not lining up, a simple trick is to remove the screw and attach a piece of scrap wood to the back, pulling those boards even and then reattaching. Finally, it's onto the drawer. I decided to create one large drawer, but you could just as easily create a set of doors. I decided to keep this simple, cutting 3/4 inch pine boards to length and attaching them with glue and nails. I have to admit, this made the drawer super heavy. I'd recommend using 1/2 inch plywood to keep the weight down. I opted to use an undermount slide system, but standard drawer sides will do the trick. You'll need to attach an extra 2x3 and shims to mount to, but otherwise, follow the install directions that come with your slides. For this build, I decided to inset the drawer front to create a flat profile, but if you prefer an overlay front, you'll just need to move your slides forward to align with the front face of your cabinet. I decided to go ahead and attach the feet at this point. You could pick up mounting plates and pre-made wooden feet at your local home store. For the drawer front, instead of one flat panel, I tried to class it up a little bit with 3 shaker style fronts. Start by measuring your opening. You want to make sure your panels are about 1/4 inch shorter than that opening. I use the same 1x3 pine as the face of the cabinet for these. Because I don't have a router, I decided to use the table saw to create the channels for my shaker style fronts. For the inside panels, I used 1/4 inch ply, so I set my blade 1/4 inch high and ran it through just off center from each side of the board. You may need to adjust your offset until you get a channel that's the right width, so start with a piece of scrap wood. Go ahead and sand out any scraps of wood that might be left in the channel for a clean fit. For assembly, I decided to use pocket hole screws, since they'll be hidden on the back side. Go ahead and drill holes in your vertical pieces. I'll admit, this is totally cheating, but I decided to cut and glue a piece of wood to fill the opening at the end. If you're painting your piece like I did, you won't even notice it. Screw together 3 of your sides and measure for the interior panel. Rip this on the table saw and glue in place before adding your final pocket screws. Now you're ready to attach these to your drawer. Honestly, there's an easier way to do this using a pack of playing cards as spacers. I'll leave a link below from another YouTuber who has a great quick video on how to attach inset drawer fronts. I also glued a scrap of 1/4 inch ply on the back side of each panel to eliminate the gap created between it and the drawer itself. This will help when you're tightening down your drawer pulls. Lastly, you'll need a back to your console. I just cut this out of 1/4 inch plywood and used brad nails to pin it in place before drilling a hole for my cords to pass through. I did some final sanding and decided to stain and clear coat the top and feet before painting the body a nice blue color to fit in with the rest of my living room. So that's it for this project. Not too bad. If you like this video, like it. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And until next time, bye.